So hello again, everyone. It's nice to see you all once again. Uh, I'm happy that we are back. So just a quick recap before we start. So in last session, we discussed the introduction to authentication attack, where we say the authentication attack it's a type of cyber attack where the attacker will try to gain unauthorized access to the system or to a network. And usually it's done through the vulnerabilities and by exploiting those vulnerabilities that are within the authentication mechanisms. And we talked about two of them, two methods that are used. We said password guessing and credential stuffing. So I just tap that right here. Just a minute. Yep, so we say password guessing and credential stuffing. So basically, these are the two we talked about in last session, and we said some of the techniques. First, we said the password guessing is where the attacker will try to like brute force or try commonly used passwords, on a particular account. Okay. And if so, it's like an attempt. So they will try every possible combinations of passwords, like 123, admin, and so forth. And we talk about the techniques that are involved. So we say for password guessing, we can use techniques like brute forcing, like dictionary attacks, password sparing, and so forth. And then we also talked about credential stuffing, where we say it's where um the attacker will get just so we said probably there might be breaches that occur, okay, where it involves the user data or data breach. So there the attackers or the hackers can be able to obtain credentials from those data breaches. I think my network is not good. Just a minute. Okay, I think it's good. Yep. So they will get credentials like email, like passwords, and I think we also got some examples of that using Harvard Endpoint and other sites. So you can get it from there or probably the dark web post. Yeah. So today, so like we give a list of some of the tools we can use for authentication attack, and we say Hydra, Burp suit can be used, Sentry can be used, John the Ripper, and some other tools can be used for that purpose. And I think we said we were going to use one of the tools, so today we will be using Hydra, okay, which is one of the most popular tools used for that purpose. Yeah, so just give me a second. I'll just stop this and yes, so yep, we'll be looking at Hydra. So let's see. Let's visit the page and see how we can get started. I think it's DRA. Okay, so here we can see the Kali version. Let's click and see what it does. Yep. So this is Hydra, and so basically there's the command line interface of it, and there's also the GUI interface. Okay, so either one you can use. If you're using Kali on your virtual machine, the GUI version you can use, which is pretty much straightforward and easy to use. Okay. Yeah, so this is the use case. We can use it to attempt a login using a password list. We have some examples we can use. There's a parallel login cracker which supports numerous protocols to attack. So we can use different kind of protocols like FTP, like SSH, and so forth. So it supports all of these protocols as well. So there are a lot. So for the installation, we can use this command sudo app install Hydra, and it's just 956 kilobyte. And we have the dependencies. So these are, yeah, basically this is it. And we can read more about it down here to the documentation. We just copy this code. So I'll start Kali first. Start Kali. and I just paste this command and some password, and yep. So I have it installed, and yep. So it's already installed. So if we can, okay, I think it's okay. Yes, so this is just the command to install this, right? And after install, we can just type hardware, and we can see that we have several other options. So this is the syntax, hardware followed by -L for login, -L for file, -P for password. Yeah, and all of this. So these are parameters we can use, and these are other options. These are the options available. Yep. And this is an example. So here we see hardware having L passing the user, and the password list using having capital P, and this is an FTP. Oops, sorry for that. Using my PC for, yeah. So basically, this is how we gain access to this, and yep. So what we are going to do, we're gonna use one um, lab in TryHackMe. Okay, TryHackMe is I think we all should be knowing. So just 1 minute. I just stop this. Yes, I'll just go ahead in the browser and TryHackMe. .com. Yep. So TryHackMe students and professionals to try out their skills and to gain more practical knowledge in both safe and defensive cybersecurity. So, but if you haven't tried this, then I tell you now you can
The
create an
screen is not
account.
visible.
Come again?
Yeah, screen was not visible. Now it is visible.
Okay, okay. Yes, so yep, it's very easy to use. It's free, of course. They also have a subscription you can do, but it's good to start with a free account. There are a lot available in the free plane. So you can learn and practice. Okay. Cybersecurity 101, Intro, Pro Security, SOC Level 1, and there's a learning path as well, also available. So yep, you can try it out by creating a free account. It's very, 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 very good for practices. So I already have an account, so I'll just log in to this, log in from here. Oh, this thing. So after this session, I hope everyone will have an account. If you don't have, create an account, and because you have to perform the tax, yep, and submit it. So after you have logged in, we're not gonna go into the details of this. So particularly, we will be using our lab only for today for Hydra. So what we want to do, I'll just search for Hydra. HRDIA. And I should see the room. Okay, so I click on Hydra. And it should take me to the room. Yep. So this is Hydra. We also have a TryHackMe walk to do video also you can watch. And we also have introduction to Hydra. So we can read more about what it is. So it's a brute force online password cracking program. Okay, it's a quick system login password hacking tool. So Hydra can run to do a list of brute force, okay, for some authentication services. So yeah, so instead of doing manual password guessing, okay, Hydra enables you to do this automate using this automated options. So we can pass in our password list, and yep, we can be able to determine what is the correct password. So these are the supported modules, or we can also get the installation from right here by installing this, and we can have access to our tag box. So the tag box is like a it's like a virtual machine online, okay, which we can use to perform our task. So probably if you don't have Kali installed or Linux installed on your local machine, you can use the tag box to be able to perform all of your actions. Yep. So this is how we installed it, and yep. So next we come here to task number 2. So task number 1, we just completed this. And then this is task number 2. So here, so we have one virtual, or we have one target. Okay. So they're going to provide us one target. Okay, the target can be an organization you are performing a tax for or what have you. Okay, an online system. So they're going to provide the IP address of this machine. Okay, and then we're going to perform. We're going to use Hydra to determine the password. So they're going to give us the username, and then the password. We are going to determine the password of that. Yep. So basically, this is how it is. So we're going to press the green start button, and then the machine will start, and we can navigate to the IP address. Okay. And then these are the commands. So the options we pass into Hydra depends on which protocol that we are attacking. So, for example, FTP and other like SSH and so forth. So this is the syntax, as we said, Hydra -L, passing the user, -P, um, the password list or the file that contains the password, and then followed by the IP address of our vulnerable machine or our vulnerable system. So example for SSH. So for SSH, we use Hydra, the same thing, -L, followed by our username, -P, followed by the full path of the password file, and then the virtual machine or the IP address of our target machine, and then -T, and followed by SSH. So the -L specifies the username. Okay, the -P is for the list, the password list, and -T is for the threshold. Yep, so this is it. And for post web form, for example, login forms. If it's a login form, this is how we use it. So usually for login forms, it's a post request. So we it's like sudo Hydra and followed by the username and the word list. Okay, the path of the word list or the document that contains the passwords, followed by our target IP address, and then followed by HTTP post form. Okay, indicating that it's a post form. And then followed by the path and um, the login credential, and then the invalid response. So here the same thing, the -L is for the username, -P is for the password list, and the HTTP post form is for the type of request, which is post, and the path is the login page URL. So most times if you might go to, for example, tryhackme.com/login.php or login.asp or something. So that is the path. So the path will be /login.php, for example. So this is the path. And then the credential, login credential. So this is where we pass in the username and the password feeds. So username and password. Then we have the invalid response. So this is the part of the response that display whenever we enter an incorrect details. So most times if you enter your credentials incorrectly, you might receive an error stating either the username and password is incorrect. So that response also we have to get, and then we can include that here. And the dash for vapor output for this one, we're not going to use like that. So this is an example. You can see right here. So yeah, this is the task we have to perform. Okay. So we have our vulnerable target. It's a web-based application, and we're going to try to brute force the password of that. So let's go ahead. The first thing is to start the machine or to start the server. Oh, no, there's an error. So we have to try again because sometimes we might get these errors. You have to try a couple of times. Again, temporary capacity issue. Yeah, there are a lot of users of TryHackMe, so we have downtime most of the time. Yeah, so now the machine is starting. Yeah, so you can see here. Yeah, so within this amount of seconds, the IP address of our target will come, and then we can be able to use that. So let's wait. So you can go through this and yep. Yes, so we have gotten the IP. Okay, so let's copy the IP and let's paste the IP here. Oops, we're now reaching. Hmm, let's try again. Okay, yep, okay. So another thing we have to take into consideration is the because this IP is a local IP. Okay, so it's supposed to be accessed only from the local network. Okay, but then since we are using the internet, we have to use either use it either within the environment given us, okay, the tag box, okay, or we can use um the VPN, okay. So they have their own VPN, okay. If we come here, all right, so we can use the attack box, which is recommended. We can also use a web-based machine, but this one you need to have subscription before you can have access to that. And we can also use the attack box. So let's just click and see what happens. So not allow. We only use the box for 1 hour per day. Okay. Yeah. So we can't. So what? The remedy to this is to download um the VPN. So th they use the Open VPN. Okay, let me see if I can get access to that. Oops. Okay. We should be able to see that somewhere. We can just search for this and see if we can get a result. Yes, so we can use this Open VPN. Let's click. So they have their own configuration already set up. So we just have to download this Open VPN and then we can connect. So they give us how to do that. If we're using Windows, this is how we do. So we have to download the OpenVPN GUI and then do the installation. Okay. And then we have to import the file. So there's one file that we have to download. Okay, from here, this is the configuration file. So this file we have to download, and then once it is downloaded, we can import that file within the OpenVPN. Yep. So that way we can have access to their network. So I have already done that. I have that set up. So I just come here and I see this is OpenVPN, and this is the TryHackMe network. So I just click connect and wait. Yep. So we're connected, and then let's go again and refresh. Let's wait. Let's copy and paste. So we still get an error. That's okay. I actually have two VPNs working, so I have to disconnect one. There might be some conflicts there, so we just wait and see what happens. So now it's loading, and now this is the application. So this is the application which we are going to brute force against. Yep. So this is it. And yeah, this is it. So first of all, we're going to brute force so there are two tags given to us from right here. Okay. So we can get a hint from here. Oops, this thing. Close this thing out. Yep. So we have to use. So they're telling us that we can use Hydra to brute force Molly's web password. So the username or the account for which we want to brute force, this is the user called Molly. Right. So we're going to brute force the password and we get the flag, and then we have to paste in the flag here and we can submit that. Okay. So we just type and submit. So it's a wrong flag. So yep. So we have to get the flag and paste in the flag. Yeah. So one thing we can note down that this is the username for Molly. So we already know the username, so we can do the flag for the password. And next is to also brute force the SSH. Okay. Also get the password and paste in the flag. So those are two tasks we need. So we start with the first one, which is the web the login password. So we go to the first one. So we'll use this option for post web form. So we go back to our, yeah, just make the screen double. And have my Kali. Yep. So we have our Kali on the right side, and we can be able to go to them. So first, what we want to do is to get access to our word list, and the location for that is CD. Okay, CD USR. We go to share, and then we can find word list from right here. So if we CD word list ls, and we can find our word list. So these are all files that contains passwords and usernames like that. If you don't have access to this word list, if it's not downloaded, we can do that by using sudo apt install word list. Yep. So it's word list. Yep. It's already installed, so there's no need. But if you don't have it on your system, you can just use this one. So sudo apt install word lists. So let's color this. And yeah, so this is the path of our word list. So this is where we're gonna get example. Let's just cut rocku.txt. Oops. So let me just stop this. So we see here a combination of several passwords. Yep. So I don't know the count, but they are over thousands. Thousands. Yeah. So it's gonna brute force using all of the credentials that are found within this ROCU or list. So you can create your own word list, or you can download a word list from anywhere and be able to add to this word list we have. Let's clear this. So since we know the location of our word list, so now we need to start the attack. So using Hydra, we say let's use sudo Hydra, and like we said, let's come back here. So this is the syntax. So it's -L -L followed by the username. So our username is Molly. So MOLLY Molly and space followed by -P -P. And then here we can pass in the location of our word list. Okay. So I just in this. So this is the location of the word list. So I just copy this and paste this. And then we need to give the specific file in the word list. So again, /rock rocku.txt. So this is the file we want to use. And then space. Then we have to pass in the IP address of our target. So let's come back. So this is the IP address of the target. So we'll copy this. Oops. We have to remove the HTTP and so forth. Yep. So after passing in the IP address of our target, next we have this HTTP post form. So we just HTTP dash post dash form. And then the next one is the path to our login form. So, yep. So where's the path we have here? So the path is /login. Okay, so it's just /login. So we come and with this slash login login. And after that, we need to put column and then the credential. So login column, and then we need to pass in the credential. So how we pass in the credential? By using this, yeah. So usually what is happening here, because per each form, okay, on every platform, the username and password fields might be labeled differently. Okay, so we need to get the labels of the username field and the password field. So how do we get so we can use for example Burp suit for that. Let's just try that, because it's important that we need to get the exact label for the username and password field, because that we have to pass here. So maybe it might be different, or it might be the same just as username and password. So that we have to find out. So what we are going to do is I'll just copy this URL and we capture the traffic and see what exactly we have. So I just turn this on and I just open the browser. And then I just paste this. And yep, we can forward this request. And here we have, so just type anything. So we can, let's just I'll just turn this off and I come to history and let's see where we have. Okay. So as you can see the post request here, we can find, oops, sorry. Yep. So here we can be able to find, this is the username and this is the password. Yep. So it means that the username field is called username and the password field is called password. So the placeholders are the same, but just in case if it's not, probably you might see you name instead of username, and password you might see pw for password. So in that case, yeah, in that case you have to do accordingly. So here, so we just copy this and paste it right here. So like we said, if it is username, then it's fine. So we have username right here. If it's uname, then it means that we will have to use uname, right? So first of all, we have to check what is the placeholder name of our form, of the username and the password. Okay. Another way we can check this is by using inspect. So we just come to inspect and we just search, and here we can see that the name is username and the name of the password field is password. Yeah, so we can also use that method. So after we have passed this, so next is the invalid response. Okay, so it means we have to go and try some errors and get invalid response, because that message we have to pass in. Now, like I said, so for here we see the response say that your username or password is incorrect. So this response we have to copy and then we have to so just like here, we have to pass it like that. So it's column and then followed by the response. And then we can close up. So we open double quote and we close from right here. Yep. So basically this is, yep, this is it. And then we can follow that by -v if we like. And yeah, so pretty much this is it. So again, sudo hydra -l followed by the username -p for the password. So we pass in the list or the directory or the location which we have the word list and the file we want to use. Give space, we pass in the IP address, and then followed by the rest of the details. So after that, we just press enter and we wait. Yep, so it's done. So as we can see, it has been testing this user against several passwords. Okay, so it started from one the number counts up to 44, and then I think at 45 it found the password called sunset. Okay. Yep. So this is what brute force does. It just take the password column or feed and then provide different options, different gestures or guesses. So what we will do now, let's copy the username and paste it, and the password. Also, we'll paste the password and let's log in. And yep, so successfully we have been able to log in. Yep, we have been able to log in using these credentials. So now we'll copy the flag and we come here and we paste this. And submit this. Yep. So it's correct and we're good to go for that. Yep. So again, you can try this on any live website if you are given permission. So I think I saw just try from another web. Um, so we just wanna try see this. Mm, nope, this is not working. Let's try this. Oops. Problem. Let's try this. Oh, let's go again. So we just searching for any login feed and see if we can get a username. Or maybe we can just try to register. Example, we have um John 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 at Gmail. Password we can admin at 123. Just so John admin at 123. Yep. So if we log out, oops, a minute. And if we just come here, yep. So if this was our target, yep. So similar thing we could have done. So first we need to find out the names of the feeds, the username and the password feed, what name they have given. Oops. So we can try that using I think I should just open this. Yep. So I can just copy this and paste this in here. So I'll just clear this out. And so I just open the browser. And I just paste this. And I just want to pass in the value. So I just want to test it to see what are the. Okay, so now we can see instead of username, they have I think it's TFU name and TFU password. So you see that? So instead of just regular username and password, they have changed. So we can just copy this and we can open our terminal. So I just added this code. So here, instead of username, so I'll pass this. And instead of password, then I'll just I'll pass this one. So this is one thing we can change. And then we also need the IP address. So how do we get the IP address? So we can just ping. So just ping. Oops. So just ping. So we see that the IP is 444. So again, we can change the IP. So we are just trying out something. Okay. So we can also get the the error code. So if a wrong password is entered, what error message are we getting? So for example, John, if I enter the wrong password, what happened? So we are getting this message called invalid login. So we just copy this and we can paste this. You paste this right here. Invalid login. And then what next? So the username, I already know the username is John. So I just come here and replace this with John. So now let's just try this out and see what happens. Oops. So I have to erase this one. So again, it's testing. It's testing multiple passwords. It might get or it might not. I don't know. But we wait. So like I said, you can create your own password list. And there's also an option to generate your own password. Okay. So it's taking this username John and it's combining the username with several other passwords that are available. So sometimes it might be slow, sometimes it might stop, depending on the securities that are involved in the web application. So yeah, it's still going to do. So most time, because as an attacker, you have to think also as the users as well. So most of the time, most of the attackers will create their own password list from information that they gathered. Okay, so like if you have a target and if the you already got the username, John, for example, and we know that most of the time people will use the names, their date of birth, their phone numbers, and so forth. So what the attackers will do, they will use the combination of those information that they gathered and then create several thousands of possible passwords using those combinations. So if it's John 123, John 12345, John at 123, John at the phone number, and several other combinations with letters and numbers, uppercase and lowercase. So it's going to generate that, and then the attackers can use some very sophisticated systems that is much faster in performing these kinds of attacks because it uses more CPU and yeah, so you might want to get some supercomputers. And sometimes also they have like multiple um, password files, so they also set up different instances of the same user and have multiple wall lists being performed at the same time. So you have three, four, five different attacks going on using the same user but with different word lists. So with that, you can speed up the work and yep. Because for example, if we cannot get the password using this word list, we might want to use another word list and that takes up time. So if you have like multiple instances running and with different word lists, that can help a lot. So yeah, like we usually say, it requires patience. Sometimes you have to sit for hours. Sometimes you have to keep your machine on and go to sleep and wake up in the morning and see results. But yep, we are like 10 minutes now after 9. So since it's still running, we have to stop here. But yep, so I'll just share the link right in the group chat. Oops, I can get access to it. Okay, so I'll share that later. It's not, but yeah, this is it. So if you have any issue, you can contact me. So this is also a walkthrough video. You can go through this pretty well, and you will be able to perform this task. You can also use this walkthrough from right here. You can also be able to perform the task. So we got this, and remain SSH. So by next session, we will also perform the SSH. So yep, your task is to create an account with this TryHackMe and then perform the task. So I just stop sharing. Yes, I think I have shared. So okay, is there any question before we go? Because I guess we already running out of time and we all need to go and sleep. Is there any question? Are we all good? So I encourage you to download the Open VM or VPN rather, the Open VPN, and get the config file from TryHackMe and input the file. Okay, that's the only way you're gonna get access to the vulnerable machine online. Or you can also perform the same step using live systems if you have permissions to do so. Yep. So pretty well, if there's no question, then we can call today a day. Using the so if everyone is okay, then I can get some thumbs up. Then we can call this a day. Thank you. It's been nice. Good. Thank you. So I'll just do a screenshot and then. Yep. Good night and have a wonderful night. And see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Vaishnav. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
See you tomorrow.